Here we are, video diary 12. This might be a bit of an anticlimax because this one's just me. But I think it's important to do this one now because we just performed yesterday at the Handmade Parade in Hebden Bridge. It was kind of the last official gig of the project, which is interesting because the project, The Lion's Mane, it's kind of become something a lot bigger than I originally imagined it would be. The main things I wanted to do with the project were kind of about giving the band a lift and something else to kind of look forward to and work towards at a level that we hadn't really worked before. So that was kind of exploring, you know, kind of integrating new members again. We hadn't done that for a while. Training up new people, working with different artists, working to develop dancers' knowledge to allow them to go on and develop, and we work with new dancers to do that. It's an interesting process. We've done some extra gigs that we hadn't expected to do, like the opening of Home, which was really exciting because Dave Moutry, who's the chief, he's one of my mentors from being a child. So it was really interesting to get to do that. The Home gig was quite a big one, really, and it was kind of good that I hadn't realised what sort of gig that was going to be until we got there and we did it. Because of all the coverage it had, it was amazing, and it was such a big deal for Juba for that. And to have sort of Danny Boyle standing watching you do a gig and then say, oh yes, you're representing culture really nicely and things like that, it was quite surreal, but great. We did another gig for Winnie Mabaso, an amazing woman who opened an orphanage in South Africa to help look after children who were affected, you know, in some way or other by HIV/AIDS sort of epidemic in the area. And a lady called Lisa Ashton went to take over the organisation, having been a producer for the BBC, gone over to make a programme about Winnie Mabaso, and then Winnie died quite suddenly, and Lisa took on the role of leading the organisation, and now I think it's 11 years later. She's still doing brilliant work. They're working with loads of children every year, and Juba were asked to go and perform at the fundraiser, which was fantastic because it's a really nice vibe. It was quite it was at Back When Farm. There's probably going to be a little video just about that, just us messing around, but it was great to do a charity gig as part of this bigger project and take some of that, you know, quite special material and new music we've been working on and take that to perform at a kind of family camping event, which was really nice. There have been lots of surprising moments throughout this project and things that have gone really well and things that could have gone better. I think for all of the artists involved, we all feel that maybe we have learned about how to do this sort of thing even more to the next level. So, for example, things like managing budgets and allowing for things that you don't expect to happen, and, you know, getting advice from people, talking to people, asking for feedback from people, making sure things get done on time, writing music and teaching. I mean, there's so many different facets to the project, and I think one of the main ones that was really exciting for me was working with Andrew Kim from Thingamajig Theatre and also Handmade Parade. He has two hats on and he created Brian, our lion, for this project. And it was a shame that we couldn't work more closely because a lot of the work, given the time frame and how busy all the artists were, which is great because it means they're busy, brilliant artists, we couldn't work in the same workshop. So we would ask Andrew to send us little videos over, which was nice because it made us feel like we still knew what was going on and I could show people in the band what was happening. Andrew came down to do a workshop with the dancers, and that process was really fun, and I really like to develop that in future. And obviously we took Brian, who's become the name of the lion, to Handmade Parade, and it was so lovely to see that being performed. And I think maybe two of my favourite moments of the project, there are many, were on Sunday. And one was when I looked down the street and I saw that we had a section for the first time. Juba had never had that quite the same way before. We had a group of flags which were lifted by a couple of kids from Juba, who's our youth linked project. We had and a couple of the other volunteers were people who'd made the headdresses, and Natalie who'd made the costume. So it was great to have those 4 people doing that. The lion was kind of headed up by some, Juba mega fans, some best friends of people in the band. One of the girls in the band, her mum did that, and she's actually joining the band because she's got so into the project as well. And I think that was one thing, was just looking down and seeing all of the dancers and their new stuff, wearing our new costumes, listening to the music and seeing the reaction of the audience, and that was quite emotional for me, so that was really nice. But the second one, I think, was right at the end. I asked Andrew Kim, could I please have a photo with me and him and the lion head? So we did the photo and all of that, and then we were standing talking, and Chris, a guy called Chris was there, who has become Mr. Lionhead. He's like the guy to do the front of the lion. And he was standing there, and I said to him, I said, Chris, do you know Andrew? Andrew made the lion. And he sort of shook hands with him, and Chris said, thank you for making such a great thing for me to sort of be able to be a part of and to explore. And I just realised in that moment it was kind of this project's kind of taken a lot of people to a lot of different levels, whether that's musically or within their dance practice or their confidence or their costume making skills, or I don't know, ability to take on new things that are scary and do them anyway, which is great to do that. So yeah, I'm very thankful for all the things that I've learned through doing this project. Stuff I thought I could already do and actually needed a bit more work. Not there yet, so it's quite nice to be sort of back down to earth and looking at some of the things that can maybe take the group forward and myself as an artist as well. It's coming up to Juba's 10th birthday in October, which is amazing because I think all the things that Juba's done in 10 years is just ridiculous. Yeah, and I think I just feel really thankful for that and all of the support that we've had from friends and past band members and people who've put in so much energy and time into the group throughout the 10 years nearly that it's been running, and how long it's been rattling around in my head. So yeah, thank you if you've been a part of it, and if you're going to be a part of it, who knows, So yeah, great. Do look out for a future video, which will be probably a nicer made video. We've been doing these little video diaries as a snapshot. And what's happened in the last few weeks, if you like, is we've done so much stuff. It's been really difficult to have a camera there all the time and catch it all. So John, who's worked on our video, John Gray, he's going to be putting together the next kind of, I suppose, professional finished video, which will show a little bit of the process. John's been great. He's been around. He's been there with a camera in the making sessions, at rehearsals, at the dress rehearsal, coming to gigs. He came with us for the whole weekend to Cardiff. And it's so nice to have like those extended team people within the group that are kind of, I don't know, getting the bug. I think they've got the bug, which is good. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that, and I would love to hear some feedback about if these videos have been useful, if you are inspired to do a bit more. Otherwise, it's just been nice chatting to you, so thanks very much.